In a damning report this week, news editor Jason Schreier of Kotaku revealed what exactly went wrong with Anthem. The lengthy piece described an incredibly stressful work environment of Bioware that was forcing developers to take stress leaves without any indication if they would even return. The rabbit hole actually goes even deeper with bizarre levels of mismanagement, self-centered leadership, confused workflow, and a despicable tradition of crunch that the upper echelon is somehow proud of, even at the cost of its own staffers. Hi, I'm Wes Malik from pixelenemy, and here's what you need to know. Remember to hit the bell icon to get all notifications on our future content. Bioware was quick to respond, and while its press release didn't dispute the scathing details, it did show displeasure over the report stripping the studio bare. "We don't see the value in tearing down one another or one another's work," said Bioware. "We don't believe articles that do that are making our industry and craft better." The statement was unwarranted, but did help to highlight what the report mentioned in the first place, that the Bioware leaders can't be held accountable. It makes for a slippery slope for Bioware to tread on in the future. However, let's assume for a second that Bioware is right and the report was merely based on a few isolated incidents. That doing so is not making our gaming industry better. That Bioware has a great atmosphere that nourishes great developers. Let's assume all of that for a second. Then what went wrong with Anthem? Anthem is a bad case of false marketing. The final product was not the one that was promised. Even if you disregard the internal problems of Bioware, or as the studio puts it, bad press, it still doesn't give Bioware a pass for how Anthem was released in a half-baked and disastrous state. There is actually a bit of irony in how Bioware responded to the Kotaku report within minutes, but has refused to be open with the community that actually went out and bought the broken game. Bioware's notion of the press tearing down another's work is pretty amusing as well. What work is being referred to here? That the developers weren't even able to play Anthem leading up to the release? That the demo from E3 2017 was actually fake and built just a few months prior? That the entire production took place in the final year after being in development for well over 6? It doesn't matter if the press is wrong and everything is fine and dandy at Bioware, because none of that gives Anthem a free pass. In its current state, Anthem seems like a product that can't be fixed or doesn't want to be fixed, despite the community unknowingly serving as beta testers and listing out a mountain of issues, basically doing Bioware's work for them. The developers are still unable to take the right steps. Recent updates have just refused to solve the loot problem, and fixing one issue just creates new ones in the process. The community needs a roadmap right now, not for the content, but how Bioware plans to turn this nightmare around. And that is something Bioware is keeping mum about. Hence, no, you can forget about the bad press and negative perception about Bioware, but you can't forget about Anthem. You can isolate the two, Bioware from Anthem, but the fact remains that someone has to start talking about what happened with Anthem. Jason Schreier just did from the outside. It's time for Bioware to do the same from the inside. Bioware needs to learn that it can be held accountable. Anthem, for better or worse, is now available on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. What does the future hold for Bioware and Anthem in your opinion? Let us know in the comments below.